I'm Kat, and this is a review of the Asus N550JK-DS71T. When I bought this computer on Amazon, I realized that there was not many reviews, so I didn't really have much to go on. Because of that reason, I decided to make a review for people who might consider buying this laptop in the upcoming years. First of all, it is quite a large laptop. It's 15.6 inches and it's touchscreen. As you can see, it's Asus. I'd like to say that it does take a very short amount of time to power on, all things considered. I don't know if that's much to go on. My old laptop was extremely old, so I think this is very fast. I'm going to give you guys a little snapshot here of how fast it can turn on. Here it is all powered on. As you can see, I've already installed quite a few apps, and well, Steam is updating as always. If the video quality is bad, I'm sorry, but I didn't have anything better on hand than a phone. I'm trying to make this as high quality as I can get it, but it's probably not going to be much. Better than nothing, right? So, a thing that I noticed with this laptop that a few other laptops, including my older sister's laptop, which is newer than this one, has, is that you can toggle the lights on for the backlit keyboard, and you can choose what power you want it to be at. This is the highest that the lights can go. Of course, they can toggle down a bit more and completely off. I thought that was really nice. I can't find a way to set it automatically between night and day, but maybe someone would be able to find a way to do that. Here is the chipset. Another thing that I noticed about this is when I power it powers down in a very strange way. I'm not sure if I've been doing it wrong, but I can't see another way to do it. So when I click power and shut down, of course it goes through all the measures to shut down. And when all the lights are off, including these indicator lights right here, after all that shuts down, you have to press the power button, which is interesting. It's similar to a desktop in that way, and unlike any other laptop I've owned. This button over here on the left is controlling the Asus console, which is now initializing since I clicked it. So I'll show you what that looks like. This is it right here. It shows how much storage I have, which is 372 gigabytes, and I have 288 gigabytes available. The memory, I have 7.9 gigabytes and 5.6 available. It has a power saving mode. It has a touchpad, of course, since it's a touchscreen laptop. You can mess with the audio, although I don't like to because it does sound very nice on its own. And of course it has Asus Cloud, Asus Smart Gesture, Splendid, and Asus Instant Key menu. If you press the button again, it doesn't really do much, so you actually have to click on the X. This is a very high resolution computer for me. I got it really cheap. Usually don't buy expensive laptops, but this is the most expensive laptop I have owned. The trackpad is very nice. It's very fluid. It moves the mouse very well, like all trackpads, but it's very smooth and I do like it quite a bit. I did notice that if you click on the sides, it's slightly more difficult and it doesn't catch it as well. You do have to click towards the middle. That was something I did not see mentioned in any reviews, and it was quite annoying to get used to. Another thing is that I assumed these little spots over here, because there are little holes in here. I think it's a design. I'm not sure if they're actual punctures. I don't think they are. I assume that's where the speakers would be, because in none of the reviews it told me where the speakers are. So the speakers are actually right here on the bottom, which is a very bad place to put speakers, as you can probably imagine if the laptop is on your lap or anything like that. The back of it lights up. It's very pretty. I think the design is very nice. I've tried to see if the entire thing is if the entire thing is metal, because I own a few magnets and I realized all of this is metal. I'm not sure if all of this is metal, because when I tried to stick some magnets to it, they would stick, but only in some places. I'm not sure if it's because of the coating that it has, because it does have a soft plastic-like coating on it, although it feels pretty great. It doesn't feel cheap. This bottom does feel cheap though. When you push on it, it kind of gives a little. I'm not sure if anyone would be bothered by that. I know a lot of people are bothered by the build quality. And of course, here is the CD player. I'm going to show you. It pops out like this. You push a button and it comes out. This is very rattly, not at all sturdy feeling. I think you'd have to be careful with that, because the build quality there actually is pretty bad. It does click into place. I've had a few experiences with it when it does not want to click into place, and that's always very obnoxious, but it gets over in about like 2 minutes. It starts working again, so that's great. There's also another problem with this computer. I'm not sure if it's just the one I got, although I did get quite a few of these shipped to me by the seller. It has a problem where it shuts down randomly. It says there's an error and it shuts down. Usually this only happens when you try to use it as soon as you turn it on. If it's cold, I don't know, that might be a problem with it, but it generally doesn't get in the way much, since this computer powers on and shuts down really quickly. It's a very good laptop and I really like it. It is a fingerprint magnet though. As you can see, there are circles right here. Those are from cables that I had on the floor curled up. So, and there are a lot of fingerprints everywhere. I do clean it off, especially the screen, because that gets a lot of fingerprints as it's a touch screen. I would recommend this laptop to a lot of people, not really hardcore gamers. I don't think it could run really high intensive graphic games, but it does well with me playing Team Fortress 2, and it does okay with like Warframe and League of Legends, stuff like that. So overall, this is a very good laptop. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to answer everything in the most informative way I can manage. Thank you. Hopefully anyone who's trying to buy this laptop sees this and is maybe warned of horrible things, or decides that it's actually very good. Also, in most of the review units I saw, they listed the thickness as like 5 inches. I don't know why they did that. It's not 5 inches. It's approximately like, I'd say like 1 and a bit more. It's not very thick. It's the same thickness approximately on the front and the back and on the sides. It does have lots of ports. That's great. And on the other side, it just has this, if you're wondering. There is also another problem that I forgot to mention. Whenever you plug in headphones, like I like to plug in my Sony's right here, it asks me if these are headphones or a microphone. That's fine. It just seems like they could have streamlined that process a bit more, rather than having 2 pages pop up and you having to answer a few questions on the page and then being able to use whatever you're trying to connect. So I think that's all. Of course, yet again, leave your questions down below if you have any. And thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.